I said, hey, what's up? Hello. This is Clocktower Puzzle 15. Wake up and choose violets. That's right, this Sex and Violets puzzle, looks like. Puzzle 15. I've not done this one yet. One demon, no Dashi or Vortox, and one minion, evil twin. Okay, good to know. Good team only wins once both the evil twin and demon are dead. A living demon might target dead players at night so that it looks like the demon is dead. Interesting. That hasn't been included in a puzzle yet, but interesting. One outsider, mutant or klutz. Mutant complies with madness. All good players reveal info as truthful. You are not evil or the mutant. Who is the demon? Who is the minion? So this is a new type of puzzle. We haven't had one where A, the demon is like just dead, like pretending to be dead, and then B, a evil twin. My thing is, I don't know what the demon's goal is, like trying to force a kill between Hannah and Jasmine, because these are the evil twins, right? Yep. Evil twin, and we are good. No chance we're evil. We're not even the mutant. So, I choose Sarah. Whoa, that is crazy, by the way. That is absolutely insane to choose. Oh, wait, I thought Sarah was one of the evil twins. Never mind. Okay, so it could be a Vortox or it could be no Dashi. Either one would be hella annoying. And we're the savant, but we only have 1 day of info. So I kind of don't know what to make of it. I think immediately read this one. The longest chain of adjacent townsfolk is exactly 5 players. That's not possible with an evil twin, right? So this is factually incorrect. There cannot be adjacent townsfolk of 5 players. At most... Oh, no, wait. It is possible. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, no, it is possible. Or wait. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, it's possible. And then right here as well. Yeah, whatever. Whatever. I picked Sarah, then Oscar, then Aofi, and didn't become the demon. I don't even know where to start with this one, right? Because you got to consider Vortox, and then you got to consider no Dashi. I mean, if it's Vortox, then it's like, okay, here's what we're going to do. We'll start with our own information, because we know at least we're not lying about what we saw. We're going to assume both of these are false. The longest chain is not 5, and exactly 1 rule is not in play. So we're going to assume at least 2 rules are not in play, or they're all in play, right? I don't know what to do with that. Fuck this puzzle. Oh, man. Okay, Oscar. Okay. Adam. What do I make of this? I'm going to start with Aofi, because this is like really easy information to understand. So, learn that Oscar and Hannah are different alignments. Let's assume Aofi is sober and is not no Dashi poison. Like, not no Dashi poison, not Vortox. So, it's a no Dashi somewhere else, right? So, Hannah and Oscar are different alignments. Well, either one could be evil or good, right? Oscar could be the demon who just offed himself. And then Hannah's the good twin, which would be tough. I think it's easier to assume Oscar is good, meaning Jasmine is good, meaning this is a bad twin. right? So Hannah's the evil twin, so we ignore that info. We ignore Iof. We've already made use of Iofe's info here. I chose Sarah when I died and the game didn't end, meaning Sarah is good. Could be no Dashi poison, but we at least know Sarah's good. The Nodashi is between Fraser and Adam in this world. Fuck. Okay, well let's look at Sarah. 3 correct. Jasmine is Snake Charmer. Hannah Snake Charmer. So that's 1 between those two. Savant. Good. Good. Fraser's Clockmaker. Iofi is Seamstress. Well, this is like, we're confirming that world, right? So Fraser would have to be... Well, if Sarah's poisoned... Okay, if this is a Nodashi... Right. Boom, boom. Like, this is true. Then we can ignore your info and your info. Adam said, I asked if any of you, Oscar and Sarah, were the Vortox and was told no. You, Oscar, and Sarah? And was told no? Well, yeah, there's no Vortox and you're not poisoned. Because Iofi and Sarah are poisoned. The issue is Jasmine picked Fraser, then Iofi, then Adam, and didn't become the demon. Well, Fraser's the demon in this world, so this is not possible. So let's go backwards in time a bit. What if Oscar is evil? He would have to specifically be the demon. Still assuming Iofi's the sober seamstress, by the way. Meaning Jasmine's the evil twin. Meaning Hannah is good. Where does that leave us? So I'm still thinking not Vortox, by the way. So what happened with Fraser's information? This is just wrong. If this is a Nodashi, we have to have a mutant somewhere, right? So you have to be the mutant. Fraser's the mutant, like, in this world. That would add up. Sarah, Oscar, then Iofi. Night 1, Sarah. Night 2, Oscar. Oof. You're poisoned. I'm poisoned, so we're irrelevant here. Adam. I didn't even check my info in the Nodashi one earlier. But yeah, we're poisoned by the Nodashi in this case. Because Oscar was executed on day 2 and I got my information on day 1. Let's ignore our info. On night 1, I learned, yeah, we already confirmed that. We're assuming you're mutant. We can ignore this. I picked Sarah, then Oscar, then Iofi. But that's not possible, right? You picked Oscar on night 2 and didn't become the demon. On day 1, I asked if any of you, Oscar and Sarah, were the Vortox and was told no. Well, that is true. Issue is Hannah here, who did not become the demon. Hannah would have become the demon right here. But she didn't. Therefore, this cannot be a real world. It was close, though. Okay. So now Iofi cannot be a sober with the Nodashi not nearby. What if Iofi is poisoned by a Nodashi? Now we can explore this a bit more. Who the Nodashi is, we don't really know that yet. Like, this, it could be Sarah, right? And this could be a evil twin, and this can be a mutant. Either way, we ignore that for now. Where do we go from here? Okay. In order... Can Adam be the Nodashi? If Iofi is a Nodashi poison, that means Oscar has to be the Klutz. There's no way the Nodashi can go through 3 people. At most, it goes through a mutant and an evil twin. Meaning Klutz is confirmed. Meaning Sarah is confirmed good. Leaving 4 candidates for Nodashi. Realistically, actually, it leaves 2. Because these 2 are Evil Twin and Snake Charmer. No, there has to be an Evil Twin. There's no other minion. I was going to say unless they're faking it, but that's not the case. So either Fraser or Adam is the Nodashi. Let's say it's Fraser. Right. So we can now ignore this information. Adam is good in this world. And it's totally useless. I'm completely sober, but we'll come back to me. Sarah is possibly sober. Sarah, Oscar, and Iofi. So if Jasmine picked Fraser, that means Jasmine has to be the evil twin, right? Otherwise, how are you bogus? Meaning Hannah is good and is getting poisoned. If we flipped it and Hannah was the evil twin, then how is Jasmine? Like, how did Jasmine do this and not turn into the demon, right? So it has to be Jasmine's evil twin, meaning Sarah should be sober. So 1, 2, not 3, 3, not 4. That is correct. Again, we can ignore that. We can ignore this. You, Oscar, and Sarah were the Vortex. I was told no. That is correct. Ignore this. Now our savant information. Okay, we got all the way to us. Of Clockmaker, Klutz, Juggler, and Vortox, which is not in play. This is in Nodashi. Exactly 1 role is not in play. Well, that sucks because we know there has to be, or rather, we know we're completely sober. So Clockmaker, Klutz, Juggler, and Vortox. Well, that's not true because both Vortox and Clockmaker are not in play. So this is false. And the longest chain of adjacent townsfolk is exactly 5 players long. No, the longest chain is 2. Hannah, Sarah, Iofi, Adam. Because Oscar doesn't count. And even if Oscar did count as a townsfolk, it doesn't add, like, it's still not going to be 5. So that's wrong. So this world is so close, but it's wrong because I have bad info. Or we have bad info. So let's go very far back. So Iofi cannot be poisoned. At least not by Fraser. Real quick, we'll do a quick Adam one. How is Fraser getting bad info? It would have to be specifically Hannah is the minion. Then Jasmine's getting poisoned. Right? And then Savant check. Hannah, no. Fraser, Clockmaker check. Iofi, Seamstress check. Jasmine, yeah. 3 correct. That doesn't add up. So we can ignore the Adam Nodashi world. Okay, so what does that mean exactly? That means Iofi isn't being Nodashi poisoned. So we have 2 options for Iofi, actually. Either Iofi, no, 3. Either Iofi is in a Vortox world with wrong information, Iofi is the Vortox, or Iofi is the Nodashi. We're going to go ahead and assume Iofi is the sober seamstress in a Vortox world now. That's where we're going with this. So I learned that Oscar and Hannah are different alignments. That means they are the same alignment. So it'll be easier to assume they're both good to start. In a Vortox world, they're both good. So Sarah is now good thanks to the Klutz info. Jasmine's information is now ignorable. Sarah, Oscar, and Aofi did not become the demon. Sarah, we know is good. Aofi, we know is good. Oscar, we know is good. So, doesn't help. So, Savant leaves us Vortox between two people. Snake Charmer is true. We don't know that yet. Seamstress is true, and that's wrong. So, okay, for Sarah to have wrong info in a Vortox world, Fraser has to be the Vortox. No, sorry. Adam has to be the Vortox. Fraser has to be the clockmaker. And that's why she got 3 correct, right? So we can now ignore that. We can now ignore that. 3 steps away. Well, that's wrong. So we can ignore that. On day 1, I asked if any of you... Well, yeah, that's the Vortox. We can ignore that. So now if Clockmaker, Klutz, Juggler, and Vortox, exactly 1 is not in play. So Klutz is in play. Vortox is in play. Juggler is in play. Clockmaker is in play. They're all in play. Exactly 1 role is not in play. That is false, meaning it works. So the longest chain of adjacent townsfolk is exactly 5 players long. I actually did not mark Oscar as what he is, which is a Klutz. Meaning 1, 2, 3, 4. The longest chain here of townsfolk, keyword is townsfolk, is 4, not 5. Therefore, this is actually wrong. Meaning this is actually the world. We got it. Yeah, Adam, Vortox, Jasmine, Evil Twin. Wow. I don't think I'm missing anything. Again, not 3 steps away. So wrong in a Vortox world. Night 1, learn different alignments. That's wrong in a Vortox world. Chose Sarah when died. That's not relevant. Sarah, Oscar, and Aofi. Sarah, Oscar, and Aofi. Yeah, none of them are the demon here. And then you got 4 correct, but got the number 3. So, yeah, we ignore those 2. Clockmaker, Klutz, Juggler, Vortox. 1 is not in play. Clockmaker, Juggler, Klutz, Vortox. They're all in play. So that was false. And then exactly 5 townsfolk. That is false. Yeah, wow. There you go. There you have it. The reason I did Aofi is because he had really easy information to follow, right? It doesn't create multiple weird worlds. So all we had to do is go through one at a time. Like, okay, let's check completely sober first. Okay, we figured out that was impossible. Now let's check a Vortox world. I was going to check Mutant next, which I actually forgot to mention as a possibility. But ends up being a Vortox. We're set. Brilliant. And yeah, if you enjoyed, watch my last puzzle video where I took way longer to solve that one. It was not that difficult. I just slipped up in the head at some point.